Hey, 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 hey. Let me see. Am I live? Says I'm live. What's up, everybody? It's me. It's your girl, your dream girl, Jen The Rainmaker, coming to you live via Facebook. Okay. So I just wanted to make sure I was live. Got to check my phone. And I am. All right, really quickly, for those that don't know me, my name is Jen The Rainmaker. I am a native dream guide. I teach the ancient dreaming, healing, and manifesting practices of my Chichimeca and Toltec ancestors, which have been passed down for thousands of years through our oral tradition. These teachings were originally, for the past 500 years, they were ordered to remain a secret. What we do is we do many different practices. One of the ones I talk most about is dream planting, which is a 5-movement process that we do right before we go to sleep in our hypnagogic state, which is the state that is one of the best times to reprogram your subconscious. The other best time is the hypnopompic state, which is the state right when you are waking up. As I am doing this talk, I will be looking at my phone to see if any questions are coming in. This is part 3 of a 4-part series that I'm covering tonight. It's about remaining calm during crisis, but it's also about reprogramming your subconscious. Dream planting, the 5-movement process, and some of the other practices that have been passed down from my ancestors is something that I teach in my Dream You University. I don't ever tell people how to dream plant using the 5-step process in public for the simple fact that there's a lot of different things that are involved in it besides just that 5-step process. Like once you learn how to do it, it's fairly simple, but there's so many other things that we learn and that I give background on, and that for me to just share it without actually supporting somebody through the process and guiding them would be unethical, and it would be irresponsible, because the medicine is very powerful and is something that is very sacred. And so typically I speak to all of my students before they actually come through, and I allow them into the course, and I allow them into our kalpuli, which means community. And that is in the language of Nahuatl, which the body of knowledge falls under a larger body of knowledge known as Nahualism. So I'm coming to you live today to talk about remaining calm in crisis, reprogramming your subconscious while you sleep. And I am going to give you some tools that you can use. I do ask that, you share this video and you tag somebody that can really use it and benefit from it. Because we're going through a time right now where many people are uneasy, they're scared, they're anxious, they're overwhelmed, they're stressed for many different reasons. For me, part of my responsibility to the community as a faith keeper, I'm also a faith keeper, is to hold faith in these times of crisis. I'm the one that is supposed to remain calm and in this place of peace and knowing that everything is going to be okay. And that is what I want to say to all of you right now, first and foremost. Everything is going to be okay. It is now one of the most important times for you to be doing any of your spiritual work. It's a time to be doing shadow work. I will be talking more about shadow work and some different practices that you can use in another series. But I will share some tools tonight that you can use as well for this. We're in a new moon right now. And this new moon, when we're in the phase of a new moon, it is a wonderful time for us to be planting the seeds. For me, I'm going to speak in the dream language that I use, planting our dreams of what it is that we want to blossom. One of the reasons why I'm able to come to you and kind of be in this place and have a smile on my face and be very calm and peaceful is because of the practices that I do. There were times when I used to suffer from debilitating anxiety, so bad that every second of every day I had to tell myself, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. That is the message I would repeat over and over and over again to myself. So I know what it's like to have sleepless nights. I know what it's like to suffer from anxiety, to suffer from panic attacks, to feel so overwhelmed and helpless, to work myself up so much that I literally felt like I was going to die. But here I am in the middle of this global crisis, and I'm able to show up for all of you and be in this state because of the work that I have done and because of some of the practices and the tools that I'm going to share with you. Even though these tools might seem very simple, they are very powerful. They work. I encourage you to try them for yourself. I encourage you to be consistent with them. You have time right now. I was just having a conversation with one of my friends and mentors and peers that I absolutely love. And we were having this conversation about everything that's happening. And he goes, I remember in 2008 when the market was tanking. And I was listening to somebody talk and they were saying, now you're going to see, right, as the tide comes in and everybody's doing great and everything is going great, you're going to see who the real people are that are doing the work. He's like, because when the tide comes back, you're going to see who's been swimming naked this whole time. Like who's really doing their work and who isn't. Who is really dedicated, who is going to double down, who is going to say that no matter what is happening right now around me, I know that it's time for me. This is one of the most important times for me to be doing my work. This is one of the most important times for me to be investing in my personal development. And I don't mean that you have to be spending money investing. So I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm talking about investing in yourself when it comes to reading certain things that are going to help you get to where it is that you desire. In other words, if you were working on something before all of this happened, if you were working on your goals and your dreams, then continue to work on them. This is not the time to give up. For me, as a dream warrior, part of what it is as a warrior, like, what does that mean? Warriors don't retreat. This is not a time for us to retreat. This is a time for us to move forward boldly, even if we have fears. It's okay to have fear. Anything that I've ever done that was worth doing, where I felt like I was going to make this huge leap or do this thing, I had fear come up in my space. Different things came up in my space that tried to prevent me, but I continued to move through it anyway. And it was because of my faith and because of the tools and because of the practices that I was able to do it, that I still am able to do it. Right now, you can be investing in yourself by maybe not watching and binge watching Netflix. I'm not saying that you can't sit down and enjoy some shows, but what I'm saying is that you should have some time. You should be carving out some time to be in prayer, if that's what works for you, to be in meditation, if that is what works for you, to be reading books or watching YouTube videos of people. And do not allow what is happening right now in society to put you into this prison of your mind where you're so scared that you don't do anything. If you have faith, if you are a person of faith, then have faith. Move forward in that faith. Your faith should be unshakable. It should be unquestionable. I don't care what's happening around us. And I'm not saying let's be completely oblivious to it, but I'm saying that we have to continue to work on ourselves and to do our good work and to do things that are going to help keep our minds sovereign, keep our minds free from fear. Because it is in fear that we can be controlled and we can be manipulated. And if you are feeling fear, right, I would say if you are spending a lot of time watching TV and everything that's happening around you, don't spend so much of your time doing that because it will penetrate into your subconscious. For us, we believed in these things called miasmas, which were these they were these attachments. They can take on a life force of their own, right? This energy of something that gets implanted into our subconscious that will grow and grow and grow. it's going to be very important for you to have some sort of grounding practice right now. And what is grounding? Grounding is when you can sit and you are basically grounding out the energy of others and the energy of this collective fear out of your space. One of the ways that you can do that is sitting down, whether it's somewhere in your home, or if you're able to go outside and sit down on Mother Earth. And you can imagine that there is this grounding cord as wide as the width of your hips. And when I think of the grounding cord, for me, it's a circle, right? It's open. It's coming from the base of my spine all the way down to the center of the earth. I think of it almost as like this spiral that's going down, but it's this opening. And it's big, so I can let all the things go down it. And I will tap into my energy centers. For us, our energy centers are different than the energy centers which most people talk about, the traditional chakras. For us, we had a different energy center system, and I'll share it with you. I just need to pull it up because originally I wasn't, not that I hadn't planned on it. There is another document that I'm going to share with you. Where is it? Let's see. If I can't find it, then I will pull it up. Well, I want to share it with you. So let me just find it where I know it is. I'm going to pull up my Instagram because I do have it there. And I did share it a while ago on my Instagram. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. And if you're not following my Instagram, follow me on Instagram. Okay, Jen The Rainmaker. So this is our energy center system. There's 7 energy centers. The first one, which is black, is associated with the scorpion, which in Nahuatl is the kolot. And that is basically, the scorpion is the one that will literally come around and it will sting itself and kill itself if it is going to drown or feels like it's in some sort of danger. The symbolism of that is basically the old winds, our old karma. It's us continuing to sting ourselves with our past. And you can think about, when you tap into that energy center, anything from your past where you feel like you keep being stung by it, or you feel like there's this pattern that is repeating itself over and over, or you feel like there's something that you did that you have to pay for, old karma. Or if you believe in past lives, it's also associated with past life energy. And you're releasing all of that. Any thought, any feeling, any emotion. Typically, when we're grounding out our energy, our eyes are closed. It's actually easier for us to see, quote unquote, see with our eyes closed. And we can release all of these things. And the energy center of the scorpion is at the base of your coccyx. It's like at the base of your tailbone. Allow yourself just to breathe in deeply and see what comes up for you. I like to place my hand in that area as I do it because it allows me to be more in tune with the energy that is coming up there. And if it's a thought, a feeling, emotion, a color, whatever it is, I just allow it to go down to that grounding cord. And I'll put something fun and whimsical. So my friend, Jeanette the Clairvoyantista, she taught me that when you do your grounding cord, you want to have something fun and whimsical because we can get so caught up in a very serious energy when it comes to creating. And when we have a very serious energy, when we're trying to manifest, for us, you'll see the next energy center is the feather. And the feather is you're asking yourself, am I creating things right now that are light as a feather? Or am I creating things out of heaviness? Meaning, am I creating things out of fear or worry or overwhelm or anger or resentment or shame or whatever it is? And so when you attach something at the bottom of your grounding cord that's fun and whimsical, it allows you to be able to neutralize your energy. We have to have a neutral energy when we are manifesting as well, meaning if somebody has really got you into this state of being ungrounded and you're upset and you're stressed or you're anxious, and then let's say you're thinking of all the things that you need to do, so you're like, okay, I have all these things I need to do and I want to create this new course, so I want to manifest more clients or abundance or my dream career, whatever it may be, but your energy is all frazzled because of this person. You're not going to be able to create from that space. And well, I shouldn't say that, because you're always creating. What you're going to create is going to be something heavy, and it's going to be something that's not going to be what it is that you're actually desiring. The energy of the feather is right below the belly button. And again, think about anything that you've created out of heaviness. And it doesn't have to be created like I created this program and it's not the best. It could be I created this relationship with this person and this relationship is toxic. So I want to release the heaviness of that creation or anything that I have created with a heavy energy. The next one is the flag, which is a little bit above the belly button. And for us, depending on the day that you were born, we would look at your tono malaro, which is the astrological chart for us. That is what it was called. So many people believe in like astrology, right? And sun sign, Capricorn. For us, there were different codexes that we were born under, different energies and influences in the tradition. And depending on what was in your chart at the time that you were born, that is where you would be placed in the tribe, in the community, to do what it is that you were supposed to do based on the chart. As an example, if you had Reed in your chart, which is the Akatl, Reed was a codex that all leaders had to have in their chart in order to be a good leader, because it was balancing out the emotions, and it was the equivalent of having a high emotional intelligence. And the belief is that all great leaders need to have a high emotional intelligence. You cannot just react out of fear or anger or all of these things. You have to have a neutral energy. You have to be able to balance your emotions, your inner winds, your inner waters, your inner earths, your inner fires have to be in balance. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the inner earths and how to balance those. But I'm going over this first to kind of give you an example of, for us, what the tradition was in terms of the different energy centers, but also so that you, if you don't already have a grounding practice, or if you're not doing your grounding practice, reminding you that you need to be doing it now in this time to remain calm. And this is something that you want to have as part of your daily spiritual hygiene practice anyway. So the flag is basically, in Pantli, is asking us, what is it like? I want to release any heavy energy of the influence that I was born under that isn't allowing me to create, or anything that I created under that influence that isn't serving me. The flower, which is at the center of the chest, Sochi, is about, for us, our dreams, our super lucid dreams, we call them blossom dreams, because the purpose of dreaming is to blossom. It is for us to blossom and our lives to blossom in the most beautiful way. But the flower meant that you had healed your underworld. You had healed your ancestral issues. You had healed your limiting beliefs. You had healed all of the things that were creating suffering in your life. It meant that you had shed all of the energy that was no longer serving you. It meant that you were learning through precious knowledge and wisdom, and that you had the willpower and discipline of a warrior. And it also meant that you had reached your own inner heavens. I mean, that's a very, like, I mean, I'm sure it sounds deep, but at the same time, is very kind of surfacey, because really we could talk about the flower and the significance of the flower for probably months, if not more. But the flower, also, to dream of flowers, it means that something beautiful in your life is going to be blossoming. For us, when we enter into the super lucid state where we're able to know that we're dreaming, and when we're able to command the dream to do certain things, we say, like, we can say flower now, right? Or flowers now, and see them blossoming all around us. Because my ancestors believed our dreams create our reality. And they do. So as I was talking with my friend, he was saying, I realized something when I woke up. I realized that this is my dream. Even if I'm creating a nightmare for myself, this is still my dreams. My dreams have created me. And I'm like, exactly. Okay. The scepter, the topili, this is also like a place of power, right? This is like your throat, and this is a power energy center. So anything that is keeping you from having that full expression of your power, but using it in a good way, you want to release that. You want to let that go down the grounding cord. The jade, this is about our emotions. It's about our inner waters. The jade was said to be this really beautiful stone that, so there was a place when I went to Mexico that I visited, and it was called Tlaloc's place. And Tlaloc is associated with rain. We went into this room where the people, the sages, would meditate, and they would meditate on what's called the Tlalocan, the paradise, the inner paradise, which we also see here in the area of the third eye. And for us, we actually have peripheral vision. So there was the two eyes here on the side of the head that we worked on opening to open up our peripheral vision. But this jade on the side of the walls, because it was said that the entire room was covered in jade, it was considered a very precious stone. This area here has to do with the inner waters. It has to do with your emotions. It has to do with creating this paradise within. Because if I think about it, we have to be able to envision the paradise, or sort of be there, have this belief that it exists, for us to be able to create it, to manifest it. So anything that's keeping you from that paradise, anything that's keeping you from the Tolokan, which some people, they might consider that heaven, right? For me personally, I believe that we live, like, this earth, we are living in heaven. This is earth, or heaven on earth. And we can create a hell for ourselves. And many of us do, with our thoughts and with the words that we speak. And every time we speak, we are creating our lives. We are creating our realities with these things that we speak and the thoughts that we have. So part of this teaching is to reprogram you so that you're not speaking these words, and so that you're not having these thoughts, and to free you from us. It was the invisible prison of the moon, but I also say the invisible prison of the mind. We call it the invisible prison of the moon because when the energy of the moon is out, when we're sleeping, it is under that energy that we're dreaming, unless we're having a siesta, but it's usually under that energy. And no matter what, the energy of the moon is out anyway, even if it's the middle of the day. But it was more a symbolic thing about being a prisoner of the moon, symbolizing that when you go to sleep, it is the dreams that are either imprisoning you or freeing you. And it is through them and through programming them that you can become free. The last one is the flint, which is here at the crown. And we're actually under the year of the flint right now. The flint tech bottle is the knife of justice. It was the obsidian knife of justice. And it's interesting that we're under the energy of justice and all this stuff is happening right now. So it was said that there were different flints. We had these flints that were black, which were things that were causing us suffering. And then we had these beautiful flints, which are colored, which are our talents. So as you're going through that center and you get to the flint, you can think about anything that's causing you suffering and have the intent to release that down your grounding cord. And if there is a talent that you want to have, maybe it's a talent for being financially free, or maybe it's a talent for having peace, or maybe it's a talent for having your intuitive abilities be stronger. You can have the intent to kind of plant that into the crown as you're going through the grounding exercise. So let me kind of walk you through how you would do this. So again, you would imagine that there's this, I like to imagine sort of this opening that happens from the base of my spine. And it's like the spiral that goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And I think of something fun and whimsical. I like pandas. So oftentimes I'll put pandas on the bottom of my grounding cord because they're funny and they're so cute. And I remember being a kid and I used to want a panda and I just used to wanted to like squeeze a panda. So it's like really great memories for me. So I imagine pandas, and then I go through and I tap into, right, the base of my spine. And I think about all of the, like, what am I doing right now to kind of punish myself? Like, how am I stinging myself? And is there any energy from my past that I need to release? I'll just kind of ask myself those questions, or I'll just be quiet. And if anything comes up, a name, a face, a memory, a color, whatever it is, boom, it goes like down the grounding cord. I do the same thing when I tap into the energy center of the feather, which is a little bit below the belly button. I'll ask myself, what am I creating right now in heaviness? What do I need to lighten? What do I need to let go of? A lot of times people want to create money and clients and jobs and things like that in a very serious, heavy energy. And it doesn't work. They're not getting the results that they want, right? Sometimes people want to create courses and things like that with very heavy energy, or they're trying to create a partner for themselves and they're so serious about it and they're just so caught up in it. And they're really wondering, is it even possible? So they're constantly creating, but it's from this space of heaviness and it's lack and it's fear and all these things. So I'll ask myself, if there's something specific that I'm working on creating, then I will like focus my grounding exercises around that. But you could use it in general and think about anything you're working on creating and asking yourself, what heavy energy do I need to create? What am I creating out of heaviness for myself? And then boom, same thing, thought, feeling, color, person, name, memory, whatever, let it go. The flag, a little bit above the belly button, I'm going to think about what is it within my chart that I need to balance? Like, what is out of from blossoming with beauty? What is it that's preventing my, family relationships from blossoming with beauty? Think about whatever you want. Boom, same thing. Thought, feeling, color, emotion, memory, release it, let it go. Here, like, where is it that what am I creating that's out of balance in terms of my power? So I'll just think about, okay, my power source, my voice, is there some way that I'm not using this in the best way, or that I haven't used it in the best way? Is there something that's causing me to kind of like prevent me from moving forward, from using my power in the best possible way? Boom, let it go. Here, like inner waters, balancing out my inner waters, anything that's causing me to be unbalanced, anything that's keeping me from my own inner heavens, anything that's keeping me from the paradise, boom, let it go. Flint, anything that is causing me suffering, or and I'll think about something that I want to create for myself in terms of what is a flint that I want to create? What's a talent that I want to have, right? Do I want to be more creative? Do I want to have more money? Do I want to have better relationships? Do I want to have better health? What is it? And then I'll just imagine that these other flints of what it is that I desire are growing in the most beautiful way. And it looks as though there's like flowers coming out of the forehead. So those are the energy centers. Then once I'm complete with that, there's other things that I do, but I'm not going to get into those because I need to get into the earths and talk about those. But I wanted to share this with you. And let me see if there's any questions, because when I'm on my Zoom, I can't see any questions. So please let me know.
For myself in terms of what is.
Let me turn that down. Hey, Lindell. Hey, Kate. Hello, Shireen. Hi, Vanita. Hello, Marina. Hi, Sasha. Hey, Bianca. Hey, Erica. Okay, perfect. So let me know if y'all have any questions. Right now, I'm going to share the inner earth. Let me make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Nope, it's not it. Where did it go? Hold on. Oh, it's because I have this up. Okay, got it. All right, so let's talk about the earths and what that has to do with what is happening right now and how you can use them to create what it is that you desire and how you can use them to remain calm in crisis. So I talked about this in the previous two things. So just a quick reminder, we have a belief that anytime there is a physical issue, it's because there's a spiritual issue. The spirit is never separate from the physical in the work that we do. It's always very connected. When you have earth symptoms, the way that those symptoms show up is the main problem when you have an issue with your inner earths are your lack of abundance, your lack of money, you struggling financially, you struggling to put food on the table, or you struggling in any sort of way when it comes to your abundance. We had a hierarchy of human development. And the foundation of human development for us was abundance. It was sustenance. Thousands of years ago, that meant food. That meant that you had yielded a good crop, meaning that whatever it was that you planted, right, you had a good harvest. Now our good harvest is money because we use money to buy food most often. Some people do have different things where they're becoming more self-sustainable. However, the common form of exchange right now for us is money. And so that main problem, lack of abundance, has to do with like food, right? And money, like putting food on the table, basically. Also, another symptom of having issues with your inner earth is bad relationships. Problems with your inner earth would also include infections or viruses. So for those that want to build up their physical immune system, when you build up your spiritual immune system, you are also building up and strengthening your physical immune system. For me, you know, in terms of colds and things like that, like I hardly ever get a cold or a flu or anything. But I know that that has to do with me strengthening my spiritual immune system, which has strengthened my physical immune system. Also, earth symptoms can include failures of organs and aging. So if you're aging very quickly or faster than, you know, you should be, it's a symptom of having inner earth issues. It's said that there are 4 earths, or you could call them lands. The first one is Tlaticpac, which is the place where we live. It's this reality. So we all live in the Tlaticpac. And overall, this land is about abundance, and it's healing in this concrete reality that we are in. The Mictlan is the land of the dead. It's the place of the ancestors, and it's where we need to heal our ancestors. It's also in the pyramid of dreams, it is the first level of dreaming. So there's 9 levels of dreaming. And let me see really quickly. I think I'm going to stop sharing this and I'm going to pull something else up for you. So it's not going to be that big, but that's okay. I'll just show you really quickly. And this I had shared on my Instagram as well. So you can see there's 9 levels of the pyramid of dreams here. And right here, Temikli, which is where everyone starts. It's the unconscious dream. For us, we also call it like the Miklan. You're trapped in the Miklan, the land of the dead, the land of the unconscious dream. Then there's the Taniksot, which is where you can become lucid and super lucid in your dreams. Everybody's like super fascinated with super lucid dreams. And it is an amazing thing because it will help you to create what it is that you desire, and it'll help you to unlock your creativity. It'll help you to have more confidence. It'll help you to, really create in a conscious way what it is that you want, because you're conscious in the dream and you can command it at will. For us, we would use the ancient codexes to command what it is that we want to create. But it's only the second level on a 9-level pyramid of dreams. And so I just kind of wanted to give you the visual of that. I'm not going to get into all of these right now. I'll save that for a different time, but I kind of wanted to visually show you, because I'm a visual person, I wanted to visually show you in terms of the pyramid of dreams where that was when I'm talking about these lands right now. So with the Miklan, what you want to do, right, as an example, if we're healing, because the earths are associated with abundance, so you can destroy the ancestral pattern of lack of abundance in your bloodline. This is where you would begin to do the work, and you're healing the bloodline and freeing yourself from anything that is causing you to suffer in any way when it comes to your abundance. The Temiklan is the land of the dreams. This is where you change things in this reality. So in order to change things in this reality, you must change the way in which you dream. Even in many of the practices that we do in our waking state, we use sacred numerology. We use it with sacred breath work in order to enter into a state of ensoñación, which means dreaming while awake. So even when we're like awake, we're still dreaming. And so when I say to change things in this reality, you must change the way in which you dream, I'm not just talking about the dreams you're having at night. I'm also talking about some of the practices that you're doing to help you at night and changing the way that you're dreaming. But you're doing that by entering into the state of ensoñación. You also, so you're destroying the dreams that created the issues because they're still in your energy. When we work in the land of dreams, we work to destroy the issues that cause the opposite of what we wanted. We work to destroy the ancestral pattern of dreaming and the pattern of dreaming that we have had that has created the opposite of what we wanted. As an example, if we're talking about money, we're destroying the issues that caused our lack of abundance or that have caused us to struggle financially. If then we're talking about destroying the dreams and the ancestral pattern of dreaming that have caused this lack of abundance or causing us to struggle financially. Then we're destroying the cosmic seed, cosmic energy, and astrological alignment that created our lack of abundance and lack of poverty, or lack of abundance and financial suffering. Because when that seed was planted in your subconscious or in the collective that you picked up on or in your bloodline, that caused the lack of abundance or that caused the struggle of your finances, there was an energy that was out. So as an example, let's say something happened on the spring equinox and then somebody said something to you and now that's been embedded, right? So there was an energy, there was a seed, a cosmic energy, a cosmic seed that was planted that caused that issue. Then there was the energy of Mother Earth and the reflection of yourself also that we want to destroy that has caused that issue and any issues. So for us, I don't have it. We work with the obsidian mirror, and the obsidian mirror is like about that big, but we have certain sizes. We can only use certain sizes to create what we want. And the obsidian mirror, it's because we believe that inside, outside, the reflection of what we want, the reflection of what we desire, that's coming from everything inside of us. As an example, if you're struggling right now with fear or you're struggling with stress or overwhelm, it's because within you that exists and that's being reflected outside. Meaning that if you were to look in the mirror, you're going to see this version of yourself that's scared or stressed or anxious or not living your dream life or struggling financially. We want to change the inside so that when you do look in the mirror, you're seeing the reflection of somebody that is happy and healthy and vibrant and financially free. But we have to do the inside work in order to change what we see on the outside. I hope that makes sense. Like if it doesn't make sense, tell me and I'll look at my comments. Then the fourth earth is the Tlalocan, which I talked about, which is the equivalent of what some people would call paradise, nirvana, heaven. It is a state of mind. For us, the Tlalocan was associated with green hummingbirds because green hummingbirds represented great relationships. When we visualize the Tlalocan, we visualize it with green hummingbirds, many green hummingbirds flying all around. We visualize it with the eagle, which equals spiritual flight, which equals the connection to the creator. We visualize it with one blue hummingbird, which is you doing the impossible, right? It's you, the blue hummingbird. We visualize it with monkeys because monkeys represent fun and creativity and like humor and just very lightheartedness, joy. Turtles everywhere, turtles equal abundance, right? So we also work with these nawales, we call them nawales, or these animals, these essences, these energies in the dream world to create what it is that we want. And then the rain, because the rain, I talked about this in part 2. I'll just say, because I don't remember what day I did it, but in part 2 of this series about balancing out the inner waters. And we want everything to grow in the perfect balance of rain because rain represents purification. It represents everything growing in harmony. My name is Jen The Rainmaker for many different reasons, but part of that is the energy of the rain and to help things grow in harmony and to help people's dreams grow in the most beautiful way possible. These systems, these are all systems in order to have a good life here on this earth. These things that I'm talking about, these energies that I'm talking about, part 1, part 2, and now part 3. The whole system is for us to have this great life. Novelism, it did incorporate like conscious death into the teachings because it was said that in order to have this conscious death, you had to live consciously, like you want to have a good life. Our purpose, our goal here is not to be struggling. It is to free ourselves from the prison of the mind that says life is hard, to free ourselves from the prison of the mind that society has also tried to put us in to do things a certain way, right? It is to create this life of joy and abundance and love and happiness and freedom and all these amazing things. But in order to have that, we have to free ourselves. We have to do the inner work. We have to go into our underworld, face our fears, and continue to do our work, continue to work on ourselves. It doesn't just end here. There's more work to do. And also we're fixing our dreams and we're healing our ancestors because when we do this work, it's said that we are healing past, present, future generations. Meaning, I have a lot of people that, they want to help their kids, or like, how do I help my kids? I'm like, help yourself. By you freeing yourself and your bloodline, you are making a difference in their lives. You are freeing them from the ancestral issues that were passed down to you. Okay, so there's some questions. It says, do you have a worksheet or guided meditation for your grounding process? I'm actually working on, so I just created a grounding exercise, like an audio, and I'm having somebody listen to it right now just to kind of see how it is. But I will have I am going to have a outline right now. I kind of went over it quickly because that wasn't necessarily the purpose of why I was coming on here today, but I was guided to share that. So I will have some more things in terms of like a sheet for that, and kind of how I go through my process specifically, and then also an audio with it. Hey, Pallavi. Nice to see you too. Hello, Ellison and Ivana and Tia and Cindy. Hello, hello. Okay, if you have questions, ask me because I have my phone, so I'm looking at them. Reprogramming your subconscious. The way that you can do that in a very simple way before you go to sleep. The way that you can use the information that I shared with you this evening, because I know, one, it was a lot of information, and I know, two, I went through it pretty quickly because I actually have to get on a call with my students in 7 minutes, and there was just a lot of things that I kind of wanted to cover. So now let me tell you how to apply it in the very simplest way. When you are getting ready for bed and your head is on the pillow and you're like this, you can begin to reprogram your subconscious by commanding it to do certain things for you. If you have issues going to sleep at night, you can start to, and I do have some guided visualizations and meditations on my YouTube, Jen The Rainmaker, that you can go to and you can listen to. A lot of people will listen to those before they go to sleep at night, or they'll listen to those in the day when they're feeling very overwhelmed or stressed. So you can listen to those as you drift off to sleep. But also, you can start to command your subconscious to do certain things. As an example, how would you use what I just talked about in a practical way? You would say subconscious, or universe, or God, or whatever you want. Take me to the place where I am freed from the trappings of my underworld. Take me to the place where I am financially free. Take me to the place where I am living my dream life in this reality. Take me to the place where I have healed the ancestral pattern of dreaming that is causing me to struggle financially. Take me to the place where, or take me to the paradise, to the nirvana, to my inner heavens, to paradise on earth. There's many different kind of ways that you can word that. I'm just giving you some examples on what to say at a very easy way to start to implement the practices, to start to reprogram your subconscious. You're going to want to issue a command to it and keep repeating that in your head as you're drifting off to sleep. And you can say, take me to the place where where my life is growing with the perfect amount of rain. Take me to the place where I have more joy and laughter and love and amazing relationships in my life. Whatever you desire. And say, when I'm dreaming, I will become conscious. And when I become conscious, I will command that flowers are blossoming all around me. And I will remember my dream in the morning. And just kind of repeat that and those things while you are drifting off to sleep over and over and over again. And tell yourself, if you're having trouble sort of shutting down, tell yourself, okay, subconscious, I'm done for the day. If you're telling yourself, I need to do this and this and this and this, and you're not getting those things done, your subconscious is thinking, hey, you said we had all these things to do, right? And you didn't do it. And so it keeps you up, or we have all these things to do. And you want to say, reframe that as you're going throughout the day. Okay, these are the things that I would like to get accomplished, but if I don't, I can always get them done tomorrow. So that way your subconscious is like, okay, yeah, we didn't get those things done, but they already said we can finish those things tomorrow. So it's not keeping you up in the background. And because it's a new moon right now, it would be a great time for you to write down all the things that you want to release and burn it. Ask the creator or the universe or whatever you believe in to take it and to transform it into peace, to transform it into calm. Like write down, like, I'm scared of what's happening, or I'm fearful, or I'm stressed, or whatever it may be, right? I'm going to lose my mind homeschooling these kids, whatever's going on for you right now. And then write down all the things and then burn that, be complete with that. And then write down all the things that you want to call into your life. And same thing, burn that and release that. And tonight's like one of the best times to do it, because we just had the spring equinox, which is also about blossoming and blooming and new beginnings. And we're under the energy of the new moon, which is about new beginnings, fertile soil, planting seeds for what we want to blossom over this next cycle. And usually I open up sacred space before I do any sort of ceremony. Like, at a very easy way to do that is to just like have a prayer. You can call in all the directions, north, south, east, west, the energy of the creator and Mother Earth. You want to give an offering of some sort. Usually we'll give the offering of our good dreams, thoughts, feelings, actions, because the breath is also the one that creates, is very sacred. So if you don't have a little bit of sage, like I usually would break a little piece of sage off as an offering, or if you don't have anything else to offer, offering the good energy of your dreams, thoughts, feelings, actions is very powerful. And then burning what you don't want, releasing it, asking it to be transformed into something beautiful, writing down what you want, asking it to be transformed into something beautiful, closing up your prayer, and sitting under the energy of the new moon, of the newness. Allow its medicine to wash over you, to just take all of that stress and anxiety or worry or fear or doubt or limiting beliefs, ancestral issues. Allow it to just leave in this cycle that we're entering into. Okay, great information. Hi, Laylee. Okay, I have to go. I'm going to do a class right now for my students in Toltec manifesting, and I'm inviting my other students in, and we're going to be doing some work for the collective right now. Thank you so much for joining me. Tlascomati, which means thank you. Please share or tag somebody that you feel could use this. And Ometeot, which means two forces that join to create. May you and all of your dreams blossom with beauty. I hope that you got something of value out of this today. Let me know if there was something that really resonated with you, or what your biggest takeaway was. And thank you for your time, for joining me. Saskomati for your time. Ometeot. Bye, everybody.